Hello and welcome to Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. Nimasa This Week is brought to you by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the nation's apex regulator and promoter of the Nigerian maritime domain. As always, it's my pleasure to guide you on this voyage. My name is Ubang Essien.
Hello, this is Aminu Umar, CEO, Sea Transport Services Nigeria Limited. You are watching Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. It's still Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. It's been 1 year since Dr. Bashir Jamo took over as the Director General of Nimasa, alongside his current team of the executive management. Now, many have been asking, when are we rolling out the drums? Will there be any form of a commemoration? Well, I've got news for you. Before we can roll out the drums, there must first be a scorecard, an evaluation of the performance of this DG and his team over the past 1 year. Little wonder that on today's DG's diary, Dr. Bashir Jamo took out time to inaugurate an independent committee consisting of nominations from the various stakeholder groups in the Nigerian maritime sector to evaluate him and to score him and his team on their first year in office. This is not an evaluation being carried out by Nimasa or any of the agencies of government affiliated with Nimasa. Far from it. It's going to be independent, and you'll get to meet the members of this evaluation panel and have a sense of what they'll be looking out for. Thereafter, we'll take you to Ondo State. Yes, the DG's continued engagement with the governors of the 8 littoral states took him to the government house in Akure, where he met with the one they call Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State. The discussions centered on the blue economy and what Nimasa can do to support institutions that are linked to the maritime industry located in Ondo State. And of course, some of our other regulars that you've come to associate with the program. Already waiting for you, and as we say here at Nimasa, it's anchors away.
The Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa, Dr. Bashir Jamo, has stressed that the agency is ready to liaise with Ondo State government to develop the blue economy and harness the state's maritime advantages. He made this known when he paid a courtesy visit to the governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, at the government house, Alagbaka, Akure, Ondo State. The Director General used the opportunity of the visit to commend the outstanding success of Governor Akeredolu during his first term across sectors, particularly in road infrastructure. According to Dr. Jamo, the avalanche of maritime potentials in Ondo State, as one of the littoral states, can be explored for the emergence of a national blue economy.
It's not by accident the God made Nigeria as a coastal state. And we look at the resources we have in our seas and look at Ondo State as one of the littoral states that we can explore. As you are aware, that area of these resources is being promoted now by so many countries, which is blue economy. And this blue economy dwell on waste management, fishery, ferries, shipping services, shipbuilding, ship repairs, and many other areas in terms of our own resources. These resources, we need to certainly ensure that we harness these resources and we sustain these resources to ensure that not only the federal government, the state government also collaborate with us and work alongside with the regulatory agency to ensure a sustainable development.
The Ondo State Governor, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, in his response, said the state is seeking collaboration to develop Port Ondo, which will redefine the maritime sector in Nigeria in view of the vast natural potentials that are in the coastal areas of the state. The governor said Ondo State, being the most peaceful of all the 9 littoral states in Nigeria and the longest coastline in West Africa's sub-region with the deepest and natural drought for all types of ships to berth, is no doubt the launchpad for Nigeria to embrace a blue economy.
I want to welcome you again. I note this issue of blue engineering. We are ready to be part of it fully. And when you said the policy, which is to be clearly formulated, and we have a team, yes, the moment you want us to give a list of those who are on our team, we'll give the list where we can work together. You spoke about waste management, fishery, ferry, other things you mentioned are part of this blue economy. It's been here for some time, but we lost it. We've lost it. Nobody will deny the fact that here in Ondo State is where we had Ayetoro Technical School was to address so many of those issues. It was the first in West Africa. It's trained and produced many of our experts in maritime industry. But today it's comatose.
Arakunrin Akeredolu also called for the collaboration of Nimasa and other stakeholders to resuscitate the Ayetoro Technical School, which was the first in West Africa to have produced experts in maritime. The Director General of Nimasa, Dr. Bashir Jamo, has inaugurated an evaluation committee to assess the agency's performance in the last 1 year. The committee is to allow for an independent evaluation of his administration's achievements in the last 365 days.
By 10th of March, the management of this agency clocked 1 year in office. There's no doubt about it. The 2020 has been a very, very difficult year all over the world in terms of the experiences we recorded that has to do with the COVID-19 pandemic. Our tenure is a 4-year tenure, but certainly we owe it a duty to tell our stakeholders to focus our attention on our rules of engagement and now provide a report card and say this is what we achieved so far. In doing so, for the first time, the management of the agency, we want an independent evaluation to assess what we have done in the last 1 year.
The committee has representatives from the Nigerian Chamber of Shipping, Nigerian Guild of Editors, Maritime Security Providers Association of Nigeria, Ship Owners Association of Nigeria, Maritime Journalists and Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, among others.
But we believe with this group, we can be able to provide a balanced scorecard of what actually transpired or what we actually achieved within the last 1 year. And given the caliber of each and every representative here, we are sure and we are confident that you have your own name and integrity to protect in terms of your own profession and what you represent. We believe the outcome of your assessment will be a basis platform for the management of Nimasa to say yes, whether Nimasa remain business as usual or we are making progress. And where we are making a little bit slow progress, we can be able to enhance our own performance with the report that.
Some of the committee members have this to say.
That the DG Nimasa has set up to be able to take industry stakeholders from various areas to be able to meet together and assess precisely what they have done in the past 1 year, and let the industry stakeholders come up with a scorecard, more or less. That's not an easy task because the expectations are very high.
I am very happy that at last there is deep interaction. This is a deep interaction between Nimasa and stakeholders, and we need it. So we have been given 2 weeks to go and draw up a scorecard. We always used to get scorecard, but it was given to us. Now we are going to assess. I think this is a very great initiative, shows humility and shows a drive to work.
It's been a COVID year, but the agency has not stopped working. The current administration has come up with a triple S agenda, which we are going to use as the basis, as a KPI for this assessment. And as you can see, the members of the committee are men and women of integrity. And it is believed that at the end of the day, an independent, free and unbiased assessment will be given. The essence of this assessment is actually to enable the agency see from an independent view how they have fared in the last 1 year.
The current management executives assumed office on the 10th of March 2020 and have spent 1 year driving the affairs of the agency and put in place this committee to do an independent assessment of their performance. The committee is expected to complete its performance assessment within 2 weeks. The National Joint Industrial Council, alongside other stakeholders in the maritime labour industry, has ratified the increment of dock workers' wages and entitlements at a follow-up meeting that was held at Rockview Hotel, Apapa. Present at the tripartite meeting were Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria delegation led by its President General, Comrade Adewale Adeyanju, National Association of Stevedoring Companies delegation led by its President, Comrade Balaji Sumola, Seaport Terminal Operators Association of Nigeria delegation led by its Chairman, Princess Dr. Vicky Hastrop, a representative from NPA, Mr. Odiye Emmanuel, Director of Labour Services Nimasa, Mr. Olayemi Abbas, who led the Nimasa delegation and moderated the meeting. The meeting went into full deliberations as figures for the increments have been proposed and tendered earlier by all parties involved. They considered various aspects of the dock workers' wages, incentives, conditions of service, gratuity and pensions with agreements of minimum standards. At the end of the meeting, they were able to harmonize various positions and agree to increase across board. Comrade Adewale Adeyanju stressed the need to ensure that dock workers are properly catered for and the welfare of the dock workers will impact the port industry.
It was a successful one. We've come and do justice to the NGIC for dock workers with the terminal operators and other stakeholders involved. So it was a great one. It's a tradition. It's every 2 years that you must renew or review the NGSC agreement, which I think today we have to thank God and thank the management of Nimasa for midwifing this agreement for almost how many years now? Could be almost 10 years. So it was a successful one.
Princess Vicky Hastrup commended Nimasa for its role in moderating the National Joint Industrial Council and expressed optimism that the pay increase will yield positive results as all parties involved will work as a team and ensure that no dock worker is shortchanged.
The seaport terminal operator is really very happy to conclude this negotiation with the Maritime Workers Union, being midwife by Nimasa. And we want to seize the opportunity to say a big thank you to Nimasa for doing what they are doing. As you can see, it's been a very, very peaceful meeting. And the Maritime Workers Union and the seaport terminal, we are a family. We see ourselves as family, you know. And it's been a very, very wonderful engagement.
The port industry is comprising of all parts of sectors. Okay, you have the clearing forwarding, you have the maritime work, the dock workers, you have the freight forwarders and all that. You have the stevedores, you have the seafarers, you have the sailors and all that. All of these are part of the maritime industry whose interests must be aggregated for the benefit of everybody.
My name is Margaret Orakusi, Chairman, Ship Owners Forum of Nigeria, a fisherwoman, and I will tell you, if you really want to learn much about the maritime sector, the opportunities therein for you to come in and either educate yourself or invest in, try watching Nimasa this week. This is the voice of maritime. Stay tuned.
We're talking about cabotage. If you don't have the required manpower qualified to man those equipment, it can't sail through at all. Shipping, the equipment are very expensive. So the maritime industry, human capacity building is not all commerce game. The people working there have to be properly trained and internationally certified. Going into the maritime industry, the two major areas are marine engineering and nautical science. And all these are all science programs. So you must have your 5 credits. 5 credits. Including English. 5 credits including English. Then age limit. Age is very, very key. Because modern days shipping, you see a chief engineer of about 27 years old. You see a captain of about 27 years old. So if you age from 16 to 22, right, minimum is 16 years old, right? And the maximum is 22. And of course, you have to be medically and physically fit. But the medically and physically fit is very, very important. These are all the requirements, the basic requirements you need to go on board to start your career as a merchant Navy officer. And we're also encouraging our female folks. IMO has made it that women has to be on board. Let them look in country and build in-country capacity. If you are sending somebody to, let's say, UK, UK is already developed. You are adding your own money to go and develop UK more. Why not use the same money and build in-country capacity? Where in the private sector is tight. And we are skilling ourselves to ensure that whatever product we produce in our institution, in our academy, matches any product anywhere in the world. All you are doing is because of the passion you have for the industry. We don't want, whenever God is going to call us, we don't want to go down the drain with our brain.
Welcome back. It's still Nimasa this week, the voice of maritime. At this point, I'd like to read to you from the Twitter handle of the Director General of Nimasa at Jamo Bashir, the tweet for the week. And it's on the Deep Blue Project. For most of you who don't know, the Deep Blue Project is Nimasa's response in tackling the menace of piracy in our waters and, of course, the Gulf of Guinea. And this time round, there's so much excitement in the air because the Nimasa has virtually reached the culmination of the implementation of this project. Hashtag Deep Blue, successful test run, as we at Nimasa heighten preparations towards securing our waters. I am pleased to note that our fast-moving interceptor boats, weighing 65 tons each, flying at 50 knots, are ready for operation from Monday. One of the interceptors on DBI Abuja on-sea trial. So you can continue the conversation with the DG of Nimasa. The hashtag to use is the voice of maritime. And the Twitter handle is at Jamo Bashir. Likewise, you can engage the Nimasa official social media handles across all of the various platforms, from Twitter to YouTube to Facebook. They are all at Nimasa Official. Additionally, the Nimasa website remains the official communication channel for all stakeholders interested in getting critical information about running their businesses or making decisions with regards to their activities in the Nigerian maritime space. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. I want to leave you with the words of Annie van der Weyl, an author who said, "The art of the sailor is to leave nothing to chance." Nimasa is not leaving anything to chance, be it in maritime safety, maritime security, or in shipping development. So, till I see you next time, my name remains Ubong Essien, encouraging you to stay on course.